Giggity.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minions with me this evening are Jen
Hello.
and Tyr.
What up?
Traveling exhibit, Call.
Howdy, player.
And as it is once again a Friday, I'm the keeper for this evening, Sanguine. How are all of you doing?
Well, good.
That's my
It could
fault.
be better.
Ah.
I'm in a fairly okay mood. I mean, things could be worse. So
Mm-hmm. Tyr's just slightly upset that he isn't yet being paid by the SPLC.
I am. I'm just. I put on the midnight show. We're at 100, almost 200 episodes, and I still can't get paid. How much more racism do I need to be?
Mm-hmm. And Jen, have you
could
heard
always say
that
more than the
particular
French.
story? By the way, just
Which
to make
one?
sure that you're read in on it as well.
I'm not really sure because when it's our lore, like I sometimes I do, and sometimes I'm like I'm not sure which one.
No, the bit about the SPLC. Did you hear the news about that?
I've been hearing that title everywhere, and I'm not sure if I've got that story correct.
Southern Poverty Law Center.
Okay, yeah, okay.
They're a group that started up during the old civil rights movement days that then did what a bunch of the old civil rights movement people unfortunately did. They didn't stick to their purpose and they started looking for shit in order to give them purpose.
Witch hunters, witch finders looking for witches to find after all the witches have been killed.
Yep, exactly.
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
rather than doing what they should have done, which is not completely disband, but decrease in size, because at that point you're just a watchdog org. Once you get the shit that you were going for past, you shouldn't go, well, now we need to find something else to get past. You should go, okay, we got that passed. Now we'll have a mailing letter and we'll have X number of people stay on board in order to make sure that everything is continuing on as we want it to. Like I said, become a watchdog org. One moment, my bread needs buttering.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's what I've
which one?
learned about most organizations of that nature. Once they've achieved their goals, you still have, and all the old guard dies, who were the original founders, who honestly had, integrity or been through whatever the fuck they were going through or they were fighting against, dies, and the new blood come in. Oh, well, we have no connection to this initial problem because you guys literally solved it, but we still want to get the money. So,
Yeah, the problem
how do we
is
do that?
normally isn't after the old guard dies. It's normally a shit ton of the old guard become the people that do that, which is how you end up with Al Sharpton, where
Yeah.
Al Sharpton, early days, did some good work. Then he started looking for any black person that happened to murder someone. And didn't matter what the story was, didn't matter what the facts of the case were. If they were black, he was for them. If they
Yep.
weren't black, he was against them.
Yep.
That's how you got in that Tawanda Raleigh shit.
Yep.
That's
But-
what fucked him. Well, fucked everybody over. Essentially.
What happened was the SPLC, they went much the same way as Sharpton. They became hate hustlers, shall we phrase it that way?
Race baiters.
They weren't quite race hustlers because it was more than just race that they would peddle, but I would say hate hustlers, where they were always trying to push the narrative of the U.S. is hateful of all these different groups, and it is deeply flawed and it is endemic.
It's one of those times where I kind of wish Batman was around, and I know he's from England and stuff, and no, none of the English friends that I've made lately would take away from what the U.S. did in terms of, setting the slaves free.
Mm-hmm.
But Rhoda,
Which-
my buddy, pointed out that he's been paying taxes for that shit since 2015. Like they have a
Oh,
whole
they just a couple years, the Brits,
yeah
just a couple years ago, paid off the last of the West African anti-slave squadron. debt.
basically.
My nigga sense is singling.
Shut up!
For those
Fucking
who don't know what the West African anti-slave squadron was, it was when the English decided that they were going to get rid of slavery.
Mhm.
They didn't decide that they were going to get rid of slavery. They decided that they were going to make sure that everyone got rid of slavery.
cough.
Yeah.
Minions.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
I know.
And they went through a shit ton of effort getting money from a bunch of different people, putting leverage on them, and going, you will loan us money at a really low interest rate,
Mm-hmm.
and we will use that money to prevent slavery. They went into a massive amount of debt. They funded an entire anti-slave fleet that would just patrol the coast of Africa. And any slavers that they ran into, they would then liberate the slaves, capture the slavers, try them for their crimes, and effectively execute them.
But
And they just in like the past decade paid off the last of their debt from that.
Yeah.
but you know what gets me about this entire situation?
What's that?
You, again, you have the again, everybody starts off with noble intentions, with honorable deeds and lofty goals. And somewhere in the middle they get corrupted. And that frightens me.
I think somewhere down the line, we've created a society that no longer believes that we can just build something else on our own right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where, like, yeah, too much red tape and things like that. They probably have built too much on that. Like, there is a little bit of truth to, like, when we're a little bit too strangled, we aren't breathing, we aren't really creating, and we're really kind of holding ourselves back the most. But that's kind of the human experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to loosen things up. But what we were starting with was the SPLC thing. So the SPLC started having the same issues that a lot of different activists and activist orgs do, where they just started looking for problems, and then they realized that there weren't enough problems for them to actually justify their continued existence. So they started overemphasizing things that weren't really problems, and then they started realizing that there weren't enough of those either. So apparently they decided that they would start funding them.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out that the SPLC was giving lots of money to various organizations and people that they labeled as hateful in order for them to continue their actions. So it came out that one of the instances was they were funding some of the main people behind the Unite the Right protest.
Yeah, that one was that's a wild one for me.
Yeah.
Because Biden used that one as, oh, well, the Fine People hoax. I saw that in Charlottesville, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Whereas everybody else was like, those look like feds.
Absolutely, and they
Well,
actually were.
Well, technically, they weren't feds. They were actual fucking racists, but they were being paid.
They were paid. They were the paid. They were the paid racists.
Yeah. Again, Southern Poverty Law Center. I think if you want to fund our channel, hit me up. We can be racist.
Should we call them the Southern Poverty Law Center?
Shit. Oh, and did you hear about the offshore accounts and the offshore accounts?
Yes, that was the other thing. So not only were they funding various organizations, various individuals that they had denoted as being racists and various hate orgs and people advocating hate, but they were doing so through a rather complex system of shell organizations.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And hiding that from their funders. By the way, after the Charlottesville incident, they went from having rather low annual donations to them to getting millions upon millions of donations. So by funding Unite the Right, they ended up something like 10xing their annual contributions to them.
Because they made people, won't say realize or remember, but they gave them the boogeyman they needed.
Yep.
And again, our country, what's the word I'm looking for? If profit wasn't a powerful motivator, our country would be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. But we also need profit in order to keep and sustain a free market.
Oh no, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, if humans weren't plagued by greed.
Okay, I see what you mean now.
The way that capitalism works is capitalism recognizes that, yes, people will be greedy.
Yes.
And it utilizes that greed. Because under a capitalist system, what it does is it makes it so that the easiest way to gain wealth is to provide goods and services to people that want those goods and services at a price that they are content to pay for those goods and services, and doing that for the greatest number of people possible.
Yep.
That earns you the greatest amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
The more government interference you have, then you end up having another option of you pay the government to limit your competition, making it so that you're able to sell things at an increased price, which is why that shit sucks.
Yep.
No system is perfect, but yeah, some systems better than others.
Well, it's also waiting on actually seeing an outcome, for fuck's sakes. You know, like I don't mean to throw out the obvious pickles because you've got so many of them right now. But like, let's pick on Ilhan because she's funny. It's funny to pick on her.
Fuck
she's
her.
Ugly looking. But like, you could tell that
Ilhan
obviously.
No.
No.
You don't want to go where her brother's gone. But Jen, continue.
Sorry.
Like, the point of what I'm saying is when you can tell that it's obvious fraud from even just a political situation. And yeah, I'm going to say it. If we have people up here doing that kind of shit, if you have Republicans doing that shit, yeah, I want them all investigated, and then I would like them to actually see justice, because like that's not just a little bit of money once in a while. It's a lot of money all the fucking time, and it adds up a lot. And when you realize that, like, they're all living in cities that are now shitholes, And we're all old enough to remember what those cities were like, at least in the 80s, to a certain degree.
Mhm.
Maybe not you, Tier. I might be picking on you a little bit, but like, I don't
I'm
know.
not technically. I'm. Oh, Sanguine's the youngest here, and I'm a little under you. I'm 40.
Yeah.
Wait,
But like,
Sanguine's younger than me.
but we all have a memory of what these places looked like before. Like,
Yes, we do.
And they looked not perfect. Like, no city doesn't, like, cities have trash. They just do. But like, they are so run down now in comparison to what they were. Like, not everybody has the excuse of New York where, like, they had their main core blown out by crazy people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the rest of us, like, we look at our cities and it's like, okay, I know natural disasters happen and stuff, but with the amount of money we put towards that shit and the little we get back, and then they just treat our homes like shit. And then, you know, like, at a certain point when you start realizing, like, the place around you is making you feel like shit, and you're treating yourself like shit, and you're paying so much money for bullshit, and then you see these people just robbing you blind and nothing happens to them.
Yeah,
Robbing you
it
blind
sucks.
and telling you,
And people
oh,
vote for the people robbing them.
It's just, yeah, like, it's just, it blows my mind. And yeah, for, like, the ill hands part, like, a lot of that stuff was supposed to go towards autistic kids. Like, go fuck yourself.
Oh, like, she cares so much about that.
All right, so ill hand over.
She's just an example. I just used her as an example because she's ugly.
It's a lot. It's a whole
Fair.
bunch of it. It's not just Ilhan Omar. It's a shit ton of them that got rich off of the blood of others, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And they refuse to what's the word I'm looking for? They're leeches. There it is. They're fucking leeches.
Yeah.
And they'll smile in your face. Oh, well, we're doing all right. The what's the word? Fucking voter ID. Mm-hmm. How is this bad for our country? How is a free and fair election where there is no aspersions or doubt about who cast the vote? Oh, it's disenfranchising women. Do you think so,
Okay,
little
how?
women? Oh well, they won't be able to get their birth certificates if they get married, if they have married names. So the you can't get the document that says, oh, here's my marriage certificate, here's my birth certificate, here's all the documentation to prove that I'm the person I am, because you know, here it is. It's easy. It's even easier to get nowadays because you don't even have to go into a fucking line to get this shit. You can order it offline.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
It's also the very same people who cry the most about your medical health system and all that bullshit. They're the same ones behind so much fraud. And then you think about it as like, okay, I just learned from a buddy that, like, yeah, if you guys cut one of your fingers, you could be out like 10 to 20 grand if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're funneling off money to places where they're just buying cars and mansions. They're not even using it for their poor people. Go fuck their, we're going to do it for the poor thing. It's not for the poor. Go fuck yourselves. You know, and here you guys are, like, Lord forbid you need something as basic as, like, stitches or something.
God forbid people know how to fucking use Google.
You know, so, like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff where I'll be like, excuse me? No. Let's talk about, like, caring for the people in your own country first, and then you can, you know, if you feel like that's the kind of person you want to be and you want to help with that kind of thing, yeah, absolutely, go do that. But, like,
remember, they're the party that refused to stand when asked if they thought that their primary responsibility as elected officials for the U.S. government was the betterment of the quality of life for U.S. citizens.
Yep.
And they did not. And that is telling. Absolutely telling.
They refused to stand for that because it would put citizens over non-citizens.
Mhm.
Again, look, I'll put it to you like this. Go the fuck home.
Yep.
Agreed.
I don't. If you want to come into my homeland, you do it the right way. You come through the front door, not sneak in through the back. I will welcome you in. I will give you food and shelter, and I will help you get to the point where you can become a countryman. But if you sneak in through the back door like a fucking thief in the night, I want you gone.
I'm gonna blast you. I'm gonna blast you with a shotgun.
Yeah, you're not coming here with the intention of bettering my nation. You're coming in. You're not even announcing that you're
You're a
fucking
home
here.
invader.
You're a fucking roach entering the house to feed on scraps, and you instead of feeding on scraps, you done found a way into the fucking refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that, you've got the other people in the house funding them and feeding them.
Yes, you got people just throwing food on the fucking. You keeping with the roach metaphor,
This is
just
the
throwing
best
food on the fucking
analogy I've ever
floor.
heard. This is the best analogy I think we've done in a while.
Again, I'm trying to get that racist quota up. I'm really pushing for that SPLA money. SPLA money. Come on, see it.
SPLC.
Yes, SPLC money. I'm sorry, SPLC. Please, I'm working hard. I'm trying to prove that I am a good racist. Fund us.
You have to
you know what?
understand
Just-
SPLC. He's just like Gavin Newsom. He can't read.
He's just like me, for real, for real.
Exactly. Come on
Just
now.
tell them that you'll be the first one in line for the new Harry Potter jelly beans. You want to try the fried chicken and the purple grape ones?
Yes.
And the,
Look,
and the,
I
and
will.
the meatball one.
I will watch. I will watch Black Snake. I will make fun of how he is using dark magic. How the white boys are attack. You know what? I ain't gonna make fun. I'm gonna actually say, that's some racist shit because they attacking him.
He's getting strung up from the Wampin Willow.
They trying to lynch Snape. They trying to lynch him. They're lynching Snape.
Why is that little white boy's biggest fear the only black professor?
Is that little white boy a racist? and mind you, for a brief bit, people thought that Snape was a traitor and a murderer. Really pushing those envelopes, aren't y'all?
Mm-hmm.
They're really
The
not
moment that Harry
this
Potter-
one down.
The moment that Harry Potter saw him and heard someone was trying to steal something, he immediately went, "It's Snape."
That doesn't.
It's-
That's motherfucker right there.
That motherfucker there.
That's a hell of a
Oh,
thing
God.
to go. Well, we need to make this man black then.
Look again. If say, all right, in a book you have a description, right? It is a world of difference between, say, this is a brand new IP, and you are making, okay, Englishman, as long as he speaks English in an English accent, all right, whatever, you can do that. But you have a description. It's like when they tried to remember when they made Black Hermione in the fucking stage play, and it was like uproar. It again. You gave us the description of the character. Oh, I've never said she was white, bitch. Yes, you did.
Yes, you. It's funny thing is it's not actually her saying it. It's people who are around her saying it, trying to do damage control.
Yes,
She's actually completely against that.
I know people that have heard this argument before, and I'm going to continue this argument because this is my argument. Mm-hmm. You change a single hair on a character, he becomes a brand new character.
The other thing that they do every single time is they ignore the ones they already have. Like,
oh yeah, Dean Thomas was black in the books.
I honestly
See,
think they could have used more out of him. He's the only other kid in Harry's class who comes from the Miracle world.
There's also another one who was black, that fat kid from the third book.
Technically, Lavender Brown was supposed to be black.
Lavender is black, yeah.
The thing
But,
that drives me crazy about it is that there's characters that you can play with some characters. You can't really play with other characters when it comes to their race, and that should be obvious. Really good example.
Everybody should
character
understand that.
shouldn't be played with when it came to race, but was the gunslinger. There's an entire character in that series who the entire time that she's around the gunslinger, she's referring to him as a white man and insulting him because he's white, and she's a black woman that had really fucked up things happen to her, so she hates white guys. The moment that you made the gunslinger white, or the moment that you made the gunslinger black, rather, are you going to make that character white then? Because that would be...
You create a whole shit ton of ripple effects that need to be adjusted.
Yeah.
It's even times where it just kind of makes sense. So like Men in Black, I'm using that one as an example because if they just decided to change Will's character into the female character but kept the white guy, it just wouldn't have made sense. People have been like, well, what the fuck happened to Will? You know? And yeah, because people at the time really like Will Smith, but at the same time, the character, it just wouldn't have made sense. But having the other character age out and retire because of his age made sense.
Yep. And there's, again, characters that you can change out. So,
oh yeah,
the one that I always point to, the Kingpin, because Michael Clark Duncan did an amazing job as the Kingpin. And the reason why he did an amazing job as the Kingpin, at least in part, was the Kingpin, yeah, he was depicted as white in the comics, but that wasn't a key element
defining
of his
trait
character.
to him. Yeah.
That's just
it's not like making a white Luke Cage. You can't do that.
Yeah.
He's the Harlem Thunder.
Luke Cage. You can't make a
white T'Challa.
Yeah.
Or white T'Challa, yeah.
There's a bunch of characters that one of their defining features is their race. If someone's defining feature isn't their race, go ahead. Play with the character. One of the things that was always talked about when it came to Snape, though, was he was creepy, pale, and greasy.
Yep, that's literally his entire shtick.
That is his physical description. Creepy, pale, and greasy.
And they're going to completely erase that from his character.
Yep, and they're creating a bunch of problems due to that, because now they have to decide, are they going to make James, Sirius, and
the Marauders
Remus seem like a bunch of racist bastards?
And again,
unless they make one of them black later on, they may not.
And that's a problem, Sanguine. That you by making that one little change, you create all these ripple effects.
Yep.
Yes.
And
that's been the fear I've had this entire time for the last few years, and I've been saying it forever.
Yeah, it's a constant thing of if you change certain characters, yeah, you can get away with changing certain characters. You can make them a little bit taller, a little bit shorter. You can make them different races, and it doesn't change the character. There's other characters that you change any of those, and it changes the character. If you're casting Tyrion in Game of Thrones, and you go, well, we're going to increase his height a bit.
He's no longer the half man.
He's going
no
to
longer
be
the dwarf.
5'2". Well, he's not a dwarf then. He's just short. That changes
I
something
think
about his character.
I think I know what might have happened to J.K. Rowling. And I feel a little bit for her because I've never been so big of a person that I hear so much bullshit from so many people. But for a little bit, when she was well done with her books, there's tail end stuff and all that other stuff.
Oh, when she kept on trying to update and go, oh, by the way, this character was gay, that character was gay, this character.
Yeah.
When Dumbledore was gay, yeah.
There were people. people were.
have- Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
Well, it's just people were going after her for the magic itself because some people were trying to claim that she was stealing her ideas from different magic communities, which not really no. And
You
then
can't
for
just
two,
steal, man.
there's a lot of people in that community who absolutely will beat her up over like who invented magic and who had magic first and blah 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 blah. And it's one of those ones where I'm like, I'm sorry, when it comes to history, nobody knows that shit, and magic doesn't really exist.
Or not even that.
Yeah.
Hold on really quick, Sam.
Yes.
Folklore belongs to everybody. Like,
Yes.
There's folklore
her shit.
in every country.
Yeah, but her shit is based off of European folklore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Europeans had magic around the same time. Even if they weren't calling it quote unquote magic, around the same time the fucking Egyptians had quote unquote magic. You know, because again, they were trying to explain high level concepts to people that barely knew the fucking sun. The earth revolved around the sun. Magic to them is everything I can't explain. Here's this natural phenomenon that I can't explain. We called it gods and fucking magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's basically like that, yeah.
The thing is that I wasn't really terribly annoyed by the, oh, this character's gay, that character's gay bullshit. It was clearly just pandering, but at the same time, the Dumbledore's gay. Okay, it didn't fucking matter. Dumbledore's sexuality was never
Is largely irrelevant.
It was
in a school full of small children,
relevant.
no one wants to think about what old 150-year-old guy is doing in his bedroom. Okay,
Yeah, it wasn't largely irrelevant. It was wholly irrelevant to the story. It changes nothing because none
The
of the
only
characters
thing that it changes
knew.
is his relationship to Grindelwald. That's it. That's the
And
only
that shouldn't have been a fucking thing.
That was later on. The only two instructors, or the only three instructors, that it would have changed something, saying that they were gay or lesbian, are Snape, because that's a whole thing about his character, his obsession with.
Yep, that would change
Lily.
a lot more about it. Yep.
Yeah. Suddenly you have to go, well, was he attracted to Lily or was he attracted to James? What the fuck was the issue now? So that changes something about the story. And the other two are Sprout and Flitwick.
Yep.
Yeah.
and no one cares about that either.
In the case of
And
Sprout
nobody would
and
even fucking
Flitwick,
care.
there were actually moments in the story where it was made very obvious that Sprout and Flitwick
They had a thing for each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were attracted to each other.
Especially
Those are the only three
especially
that it would change anything
in the
about.
Triwizard Tournament. The Triwizard Tournament shaped everybody's relationships.
Yep.
The Triwizard Tournament shaped the fact that Hagrid has a thing for the female academy.
Giantess of
The Giantess, he had a thing for it. She actually hated Hagrid throughout half the series, throughout half the book. And they completely changed that, but that really didn't really matter that too much. Largely, the only relationship that really changed was it wasn't Cho who betrayed the team.
Yeah, it was her
Later
friend.
on. It wasn't Cho that. It was Cho's friend. But the only reason they made Cho the traitor was a girl that they had already had established a known person in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only reason they threw Cho out with the bus is because she stuck up for her friend more than necessarily the fact that her friend kind of threw her under the bus too.
Yeah. And it was she was the only known character that everyone associated with.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, you could say,
Which kind of sucks because
She was cute. Actually, I liked her. She wasn't a bad character.
Any instructor other than those three, and Hagrid gets tossed in there as well because he did have a thing for the half giantess. Any of the other professors that were introduced, you could have gone, yeah, it turns out the female professor is a lesbian. Doesn't fucking matter because it wasn't in the story, didn't affect anything.
And that's another thing. If it's not in the... All right, you could say a lot. You can say... All right.
You could have made
Dumbledore actually
a lesbian, and nobody would have cared.
You could say Draco Malfoy has a stuffed rabbit of his childhood pet. You know, it was a childhood pet. He had him stuffed and mounted. Okay, but it doesn't make it fucking canon because it's not in the book. Now, if you were to write that in the book, all right, it's canon, and yes, it's word of the author, but even then, unless it's written, it's no longer, because you can change your fucking mind about what this character does. Hell, I can use myself as the example. When I first created one of the characters I created her to be this demure flower for my lead. And then as I kept writing, I changed her character. She went from the demure flower to like this. Yeah, I'll tell you you're fucking up because I love you. You're fucking up.
You basically made her Katara. Season two Katara.
And yes, Rotten, we can see.
Here's the thing. It's not that I didn't used
John
to
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
It's not that I didn't used to have room in my head for the idea that fan fiction or people who are really into fan fiction exists. It was just the rule that fan fiction existing didn't mean that canon was the rule. Canon is still the rule. Like if canon says this is what happened in canon, that's what happened. Your fandom or your fanfic, that's fine for you. And I don't care if you express yourself. By all means, go do that. But that's not the fandom. That's not the show.
Me crazy though about the complaints from the LGBT community when it came to, by the way, Dumbledore was gay. Was, well, you didn't make him obviously gay, and I'm going, what's wrong with you? You've been saying for decades that you're just normal people. You're just normal people that like the same sex. So what the fuck does obviously gay mean?
He has a penis in his mouth at all times.
Effectively. It comes down to the thing that I've mentioned many times before. When you're demanding that a character represents stereotypes in order to be counted as a character of that community.
It also doesn't come across the way they think it does with an old man. Like...
Exactly.
Overtly gay old man. Like...
Especially an old man who was born somewhere around the 8th.
Well, again, it comes down to he was the headmaster of a school. If he was overtly gay and talking about how he likes to gargle it,
like in England,
of 11
to the kids in a class,
to a bunch of 11 to 18-year-olds, that would be deep.
11 to 17, yeah. Which is what they're kind of doing now.
A professor and everyone going, oh yeah, he's the headmaster. He's ridiculously powerful. Oh, he has all these bits of mystery about him.
He's Sanguine.
That's more normal. Yes?
Sanguine, your missed opportunity to say he's the real headmaster.
So I think somebody needs to explain to the current LGBT activists, because they don't speak for the LGBT crowd. But a lot of gay people are just cranky old men. Like if it's an old dude who just happens to be gay, he's just a cranky old guy. He's not like, hey, I'm like all the time. You know, like
you obviously have the queens out there, but not every gay person is a queen.
Yeah.
And
You got
that
the
used to be a thing that they would harp on constantly. But now if you make a gay character who isn't a queen, suddenly you didn't make them gay enough.
But see, the problem is,
Yep.
I don't even think those are actually gay people. Those are people trying to co-opt the movement to feel special.
Mm-hmm. I kind of think
actually,
you're
you want to
right,
know my headcanon? My
swear to
headcanon
God,
when I was younger.
Okay.
No, hold. When I was younger, reading the books, I always thought that Dumbledore had a thing for McGonagall.
Well, I'm bad with British names,
the way they danced.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're not. You're fine. I actually think a lot of people did.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably would have made more sense to the story that, especially again, I've never read the books, but I've seen the first and the last movie. She kind of fucking flipped out when he died.
Oh, she went fucking.
Oh yeah. Also, they are ridiculously old friends, so it makes sense either way.
Fair enough.
Where she's known him for decades upon decades upon decades, and he was a close confidant of hers, and she was of his. So it still makes sense that she has that.
They were in the first Wizarding War together.
Yeah, it makes sense that she still has that snap moment. It doesn't become well, that's weird now that he's gay. No, you can still have that snap moment of a close friend.
Fair enough.
The bit, though, like I said, that drives me crazy is the number of people that were pissed off that, well, they didn't make him gay enough. What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean
he's not waving his hand around in flamboyant moments?
And you get this with black characters as well, where someone will say, oh, yeah, they had their token, but he wasn't really black. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm still trying to fucking figure that one out too.
And I think that's what they've done with like Dean, because Dean is very much an English Chad. Like, you know, he's a football fan. You know, he starts off as being best friends with Seamus, who's like a little like they're both a little bit into their own troublemaking, but they're in a different class from Harry and Ron. Mm-hmm. You know, but like he's an average kid from England.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean that as a compliment. I don't mean to get stuck on this. They ignore the actual characters they have, but I almost see it as like they almost want to erase them or ignore their existence because they weren't good enough or something. And I'm like, that's actually a shit behavior, and I would consider you to be more racist for it.
You know what they should have done? Hold on. You know what they should have done would have made way more sense and just been better all the way around? Instead of doing Harry Potter a 1-to-1 to Harry Potter, take the Harry Potter universe and do something brand new.
Yeah, they should have.
Give us like you wouldn't have the arguments of Black Snape.
Yep, in the expanded wizarding world, which. Yeah, a lot of it's huge, kind of dorky because J.K. Rowling is a dork. But
she is.
You have the African School of Magic.
Yep.
It exists in setting. You want black characters? Set your fucking story in the African School of Magic. It's something that hasn't been seen.
You want to know what's really cool?
Something seen.
Sanguine, you want to know what's really cool?
Sure.
I played the game, right? I played Hogwarts Legacy.
Yep.
There is a female character. There is a female character who is from the Africans. She's a transfer from the African School of Magic.
A female character and her father.
And her father taught her how to. In their country, in their school,
they don't use wands.
They don't use wands, and the fact that they actually do more transmute, like they don't do. They shapeshift into animals.
Mm-hmm.
They shapeshift into animals quite easily, actually.
Yeah, they have more animagus.
Yes. And you can play that up. You can do so much with that. You could have that again. Story. Again, that is something you could play with. because now you don't have you can essentially become fucking animorphs, if you will. You know, where they're not dealing with traditional, you know, wanted mages. They're dealing with fucking animagus who run into the fucking jungle and shit. And now you got a fucking pack of lions.
Yeah,
that would have been so fucking cool in the Wizarding War if you had a whole bunch of them just turning into fucking lions or cheetahs in the fucking battle.
Each of the different schools that she's talked about in supplemental material has their specialty, their things that they do different. And you could have very easily gone to one of the other wizarding schools. So we have Hogwarts. That's done. We know what Hogwarts is like. Okay. Now, let's, instead of going back to Hogwarts and doing a remake of the series, well, changing out characters because we want to change out characters. Instead, have most of the characters be black, set it at the African school, and you get entirely different stories in an entirely different setting that expands the world and makes it more interesting. And you get to see the differences between the Hogwarts that we know and I can't remember the African school's name, but the African school, or go to the American school, or we have the Eastern European school, or the school. Go to any of the other fucking schools, the Japanese school.
Or maybe you can even hold on. This is an even better one. You can set it in a different time period. You can set it. You can set it back. Look, there's such fertile ground between the founding of the school and where Harry Potter starts. That it's the same thing I said about Star Wars. There's such fertile ground between the time of the Old Republic and the start of New Hope.
Heck, they don't even have to go that far back, but that's absolutely true. Like, you could go to any time period in their storyline and pick a story, and it would be interesting. You've got tons of people who just want to focus on, like, the Marauders era.
Yep.
You know, like, just like, how did they make the stupid map? Like, that alone is kind of like a story on its own.
Shit, you can go ahead.
There's so many options because it's an entire fucking world. So play with the world.
The African school of magic is called Ugadao.
Yes. Explore other areas of the world. Explore other time periods of the world. There's shit that you can do because it's a world. Don't just keep on trying to go back to the same story. Don't just keep on trying to tie everything back to the same 6 characters. Have it be different characters. If you're going to do something at Hogwarts, have it be before Dumbledore came to the school.
So there's the several schools. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. There's several schools are Castle O'Bruxo, Ilvermorny, which is the American school, Ugadao, which is the African school. There's the Mahokatakoro, which is the Japanese school or the Asian school. Durmstrang, which is up in the north, like Finland and shit.
It's Eastern European.
Yeah. Of course, there's Hogwarts, which is the Ireland and UK version.
Yeah, it's the UK.
And what was the other one? The French one. I keep forgetting it.
You had the French one, you had a Japanese one, you had the African, the
Beauxbaton.
American. You had a
Sanguine.
Australian school as well, if I remember correctly.
Sanguine.
Yep.
Here's a great, a perfect time period to do Hogwarts or Harry Potter world story. The invasion of the Normans.
Yep.
Imagine. Oh shit!
Wizards versus English or versus the Anglo Wizards. Yeah, that'd be fucking cool. Or you want to do another time period if they want to have a story with black wizards. Do the fucking...
Set it in Africa.
Yeah.
Set it in an African war.
Do colonial expansion in Africa.
Oh, Ilvermorny versus the Ugadao.
You would have...
Oh, that's fucking cool as shit. Actually,
yeah, you'd have like
I am
versus Ugadao.
so...
You would have Ilvermorny. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm bringing this one up because you're better at history than me, but I'm misremembering the name of this war. But this guy basically took a bunch of elephants all the way up from.
You're talking about the Punic Wars, and you're talking about Hannibal
yes.
Barca.
You can imagine that those were done by like wizards or something.
Yes, cool. And that's what I'm about to suggest. How about the invasion? Hadrian's Wall and Boudica and actual fucking magic. You know, before it became a formalized thing, have like there were wild wizards or wild mages. Do Camelot in the Harry Potter world, because that had to be fucking amazing. You could also have that again. They said that Merlin was a wizard, so you could have fucking Merlin doing the first formalization, and you could say, oh well, the castle that it was originally Camelot.
Yep. You could have it set. Then you could have it set during the. How did the school get founded? Tell the story of the founders. And have it be Godric Gryffindor, Salazar Slytherin, Rowena Ravenclaw. I can't remember the fucking first name of Hufflepuff. Gilda?
I would think Gilda. Again, I've never read the books, but I know enough through cultural osmosis.
Yeah.
It was Helga.
Helga. Okay. Yeah. You have the founding of the school. You have the founding of any of the schools. Tell stories elsewhere in the universe. Shit, you want to have a really weird one? Revolutionary War. Have it be the founding of Ilvermorny into the Revolutionary War, and it's Hogwarts wizards versus Ilvermorny wizards.
Ilvermorny versus Hogwarts. Yeah, yep. See... No, I like where this is going, because Beauxbaton, I think Beauxbaton might be one of the older schools, because that's the French one. Yep. I think that the French school, Beauxbaton, Hogwarts, and Ilvermorny didn't come out until around 1700, right around the founding of the American Revolution. So I think that could actually work.
Yeah.
Or you could just imagine dealing with shit like Lewis and Clark. But they have a wizard with them because they don't know what the fuck.
How that works.
They wouldn't have any fucking clue. Like, yeah, we know there's gonna be magic here, but we don't know what the fucking natives are using. Like, what about native magic? What do they use and shit?
You want one that would be absolutely ridiculous? Mongol invasions.
Yeah.
Mongol invasions, where it's not just the Mongol horde and everything that we know about the Mongol horde, but it's Chinese wizards versus Mongol wizards.
Shit like that.
Isn't there a Russian? Let me actually look and see if there's a Russian school.
Hold on, I'm going to throw it out there because it's my favorite time period. It's by far my favorite time period. We can use the Three Kingdoms period. You can actually have that like Zhuge Liang with an actual fucking Chinese wizard.
Yep.
You know, you could have that. That again, it's such the Harry Potter universe. The world itself is such fertile ground to tell stories. You no longer have to stay in the time frame of Harry Potter itself. You can go forward and backwards and tell a shit ton of stories. You can go from you don't have to be in England. You can go all the way around the world and back. What would the fucking do Australia have a school? And are they essentially would they be considered illegal majors by fucking European standards? Because again, this is where all the criminals went. So you would think they would send all the criminal wizards there too.
No. Well, there's like
what would a World War fucking II been like?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's actually kind of the World War II. So we all know that the the first Wizarding War with Grindelwald was set just after the First War.
Mm-hmm.
And Grindelwald was predicting to the Wizarding Council, to the whole Wizarding world, that there would be a second World War and that they should prepare.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of see where that's going.
You have all these different time periods where it'd be interesting exploring what this universe would have been like in this area during this time. And that's what they should do. It's the thing that drives me crazy when it comes to the Star Wars movies. Every Star Wars movie, they seem to go, well, how does this relate back to the original trilogy? No, fuck that. You're doing a Star Wars movie? Skip well ahead. Make it so that not a single motherfucker
or you don't even have to skip well ahead
to the story, or go well back in time.
Where it doesn't fucking matter.
To the far reaches of the galaxy, where none
and we
of
would
the
love that as fans. We would
characters.
Fucking love that.
Yeah, expand the world. Don't just keep on trying to tell the same fucking stories.
Shit, I would love to see Revan get an actual fucking movie, like, because Revan is such a cool character. You got. Hold on, wait a minute. You got characters like Revan. You got the Exile. You got all that time, like that 15,000 year time frame between, again, the end of the Old Republic and the New Hope when Luke is born, around that time frame. Such fertile ground. You could set it in one time period where it is self-contained, and the events do not affect anything because, again, it happened so far in the past. It's no longer fucking memory anymore.
I saw a post a while back that was an AI generated one, but I loved it so much that I saw that someone had said that Keanu Reeves would love to have played Revan,
and he would have been an awesome rap. Because you seen him what was that one where he was I can't remember when he was the samurai, but Revan's fighting style very much mimicked, according to the game lore, very much mimicked samurai fighting. He'd have been perfect.
Revan's also a dual wielder too.
Yes, or you could have had somebody like the Exile. Oh Jesus, I would love to
see the problem with your world though, in Star Wars in general, is anybody doing anything with the thought of like stuff that happened in the past? I wouldn't trust a single one of them after the shit that they put out.
But see,
I love all the.
But I'm saying that that's where they fucked up. They fucked up by having it set around this and by having really shit writing. If they would have expanded the universe rather than contracting it, which they just keep on contracting the fucking thing, but instead looked to the wider universe and told other stories in other locations at other times.
Like the first Jedi's. Like,
yep.
Like entirely, that's the first one I go to. But like, I don't want to throw that one out there because they would change the lore, and I'm like,
shit. Oh wait a minute, hold on. Here's an idea, and it's because I like this character. Have the big bad again, using the fucking game as the example. Set around that time, around the Mandalorian Crisis. Set around there, and you could have the three Dark Lords. You could have Darth Traya, Darth Sion, and fucking Darth Nihilus.
Oh, I love Darth Sion. Oh, he's so fucking cool.
And again, because it's self-contained and it's set so far removed from any of the original canon shit that it would not affect. There is no lasting. You can't. The ripple will peter out long before he touches Luke.
Or another option. Do one of the lesser-known factions that popped up.
Oh, yeah, true.
Like the Zazen Shah.
Oh, yeah.
Do any of you know who the Zazen Shah were?
No, not off the top of my head. My roommate's got so many fucking Star Wars RPG books, I really have to look through them.
So the Zazen Shah were a group of Force wielders that they started out as family members of Jedi that were hidden away during one of the Sith Wars. But all the Jedi that knew where they had gone died in the war. So the Jedi never knew to go and try to get back these families. So you had a bunch of families that had some connection to the Force that ended up developing their own fucking culture, their own survivalist culture that differed drastically from the Jedi. They were light side predominantly, but there were dark Zazen Shah as well. But they were this survivalist, wilderness scout sort of self-reliance and familial structure focused Force cult. Really fascinating, entirely different than the Jedi. Jedi, get rid of connections. Zazen Shah were, no, keep your connections. Your connections are what allow you to continue being human and to remember why you're doing the right thing.
So, you want to know something really just funny? I just found out here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Go for
the Japanese School of Magic is on Iwo Jima.
Nice.
Minami Iwo Jima.
Oh God! Sorry, really quickly. I just imagine if they were to do a World War II Japanese school Harry Potter, and
before the Battle of Hogwarts, yeah.
Before the Battle of Hogwarts, way before then, and it's just before the bomb fell.
Yep.
Oh.
And not only that, the bomb falling awoken a yokai, a powerful yokai that now they gotta fucking fight because fucking Americans dropped the motherfucking sun and pissed off this one yokai that was happy asleep.
No.
And you did it twice.
Slight change of story. So, keeping some of the elements, have it mainly be the Japanese, but after the war, after the Japanese surrendered, Americans came in, helped the Japanese rebuild. So
where he went to help. Yeah.
That there was this ancient evil of some sort, a yokai, an extremely powerful yokai, that ended up being released by it. And then it's the Japanese having to work with the Americans in order to defeat the thing. And it's you get exposure to both schools.
Yeah. And how they blend, they learn, like somebody learns to blend the two styles together. Where now the motherfucker doesn't know what the fuck to do because again he's never seen American magic, and here's this new shit.
Yep.
I'm picturing this movie that's a collab between the Americans and the Japanese, and it's just basically the Japanese.
There's so much American-Japanese stuff going on right now. That would work.
Oh yeah, there's massive American-Japanese love.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just picturing a kaiju that's just a giant hamburger, because like Japan was like, "Hey, America, we're gonna make you a giant hamburger." But then China was like, "Fuck you, Japan," because they're always like, "Fuck you, Japan."
Shit. Again, you could have. There are so many wars between countries that you could have. That again, Japanese magic versus Chinese magic. Because again, they've been fucking fighting each other for the last 9 trillion years. You can have
Japanese versus Korean.
Japanese versus Korean. There you go.
Versus Mongol.
Yeah, and you could do any other war around the world. Again, we were talking about Hannibal Barca and his fucking fight with the Romans. What did Roman magic look like? What did Carthaginian magic after it's been around the world essentially?
Ryan had a really good idea.
What?
Did you read that?
No, sorry.
You could have the Japanese release a yokai to help them in the war, but the atomic bomb inadvertently takes it out when it could be seen as a reason for the surrender.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. Or
that is great.
Mongol versus Japanese, and guess what the origin of the kamikaze was? Because the Mongolian fleet that was sailing to attack Japan, most of it was taken out by a divine wind.
And you can say that with wizards.
Yep.
Like they use powerful, like they you can even make it that they sacrifice themselves to be strong enough to summon this divine wind.
The Russian school is called Koldovostores.
Again,
there's all kinds of different settings that you could have in the world, that you could have told interesting stories in the world.
Mm-hmm. And that brings my historic loving heart joy to like mesh these things together. That could work. That could actually. You guys are giving me some really good ideas for my RPG too.
Again,
with America being the melting pot that it is, you could have stories set in America where it's the other magic school, immigrants from the other magic schools that then inform the American magic school. So the American magic school can become this absolutely ridiculous blend of various methods of teaching.
Just imagine, Sanguine. So, like, our biggest claim to fame as a nation, our quote-unquote legendary warriors are the Cowboys of the West, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Weird West style, a Weird West style Harry Potter. Again, you got these group of wizards who are going out to the new frontier to discover ancient artifacts, anything they can bring back to learn some shit or discover new species of animal that need protecting. And again, you have to imagine wizards in Custer's fucking army.
You know what would be amazing is if when they encounter the American wizards, they're wearing upgraded clothing instead of being like the weirdos, in the other schools who kind of keep dressing like they're living in like the 1700s for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love that. I'd love to see the Americans just be like, yeah, I know we're wizards and stuff, but you look fucking stupid.
Why do you look like you stepped out of a period piece?
I have an interesting moment from U.S. history that it could be, but it wouldn't be able to be done currently.
What would it?
What?
Do you guys know what the ghost dance was?
No.
So the ghost dance was a spiritual movement in the late 1900s or late 19th century, where it was a bunch of Indian tribes were going to work together effectively in order to call back spirits to drive out all the non-natives.
Oh, so have you ever heard of a game series called The Deadlands, Sanguine?
I have heard of it. Yeah,
I believe so.
That's what that's the premise for the Deadlands, like the ghost dance. It actually succeeded, but because a bunch of Americans like wizards counteracted it, it fucked it up, and it like destroyed the West. Like so you got ancient warrior spirits around with fucking zombie dinosaurs.
Oh, I have such a really great idea for a story for the Harry Potter universe here.
What?
All right. So the main character is an American student from Ilvermorny.
All right.
There's all these new transfer students from all 7 of the schools. Each year, he learns how to do magic from every student. He learns how to become an anime guy from basically the avatar for magic, the Harry Potter universe. He learns how to do all of it just to beat the bad guy for the series.
I mean, again, that shit. Again, it's the same thing. I said this once with Mitch. It was me, Mitch, and James on a stream. Here, we're a bunch of assholes with far too much camera hands and a passion.
Even if I didn't have time on my hands, my ADHD ass probably wouldn't stop thinking about shit like this.
Yeah, but here we are, a bunch of assholes on the internet, and we've come up with several places and stories that we would everybody would make fucking buku amount of dollars, and yet and fucking still here you guys are being paid, and you fucking can't come up with something that anybody wants to fucking see.
Mm-hmm. There's some retarded sequel that no one fucking asked for, some retarded
or somebody
fucking
reboot,
or some black. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Jen.
And here's the thing, they've sucked so bad that now people think that AI would do a better job. And I'm like, no. Sometimes but no. Like maybe for the spelling and the grammar and shit, but like for like ideas, no.
You would have to get a proofreader and all that for it, but yeah.
Like exactly.
Again, the reason why AI would be eating their lunch is two reasons. First off, AI would take it would give you what you want. So, say I wanted a story. I wanted a story about this random X thing, and it would give me several possibilities. Mm-hmm. And within those several possibilities, I can do something. But it isn't Gay Fest 97.
Unless that's what you asked for.
Unless that's what I asked for. But I didn't. So it didn't give me Gay Fest 97. It actually gave me something that I would like maybe want to read.
He asked for 98. That's
actually Gay Fest 99 was peak year. it had the War of the Penises. Oh god.
I knew that it was he went specific to 97 because it was one of the other ones around it that he had absolutely no complaint with.
Read what I put in a side chat.
Let me click over to that.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yes.
AI doesn't do things on its own. It puts out what you put in.
Yep. One web thing that I found recently, it's a YouTube channel, that I've just been absolutely fucking loving is let me pull up the name of it so I get it right. That way other people, if they're interested in this type of shit, can find it. The Archive in Between channel.
I think I've heard about that where they're doing the come join the Godslayers and this is Morgoth the Relentless. If you take Morgoth's head and bring it to the Grand Poobah, the Great Grand, he will give you
Master.
He will give you 5 coins. He will give you 5 coins from the Tree of Illidan.
Yep.
Danger rating, lethal. Yes.
I saw a video. It was over an hour long. This video is over an hour long, almost 2 hours long, and it's fucking incredible. And it's called "What If Alucard Was in the Boys Universe?" From
Which
Hellsing.
version? Okay, well, that's a little different, yeah. Because if say you had Alucard from fucking Castlevania, he fucking would not take any of their shit.
No,
Alucard from Castlevania would be far more relaxed than Alucard from Hellsing, though.
Yeah, but he
would destroy all of the boys.
Alucard from Hellsing. Alucard from Castlevania would be, I'm tired of your bullshit because, look, you're evil. I can't deal with that.
Rotten, I have said this before on stream many times. Hollywood doesn't hire good writers anymore. They hire fan fiction writers and give them a budget.
Yeah. Or Hollywood hires somebody, or nepotistically hire somebody.
bad fan fiction writers.
Yeah. Or they hire somebody, you know, because they knew a guy who blew another guy who knew a guy.
God damn it, Terry! You made me spit out my fucking Kool-Aid.
What? I'm just being true. I'm just being fucking truthful. They only hire.
The moment you said he knew a guy who blew a guy, I was taking a drink of Kool-Aid and almost choked on. Shut up.
They spent too much time hiring for politics and not for actual worth.
Yeah,
and that's the truth of it, because it's not that every liberal or and I'll throw it out because I'm not American, but Democrat. Not every Democrat was this shit at comedy or writing. It's just absolutely. they've been so hyper focused on ideology and politics that it's no longer about like the actual worth of the product, and that's just all it is.
What's his name? He's a spiky hair. He's kind of like this tall, skinny guy. Christopher Titus.
Yeah.
Christopher Titus is a raging fucking liberal.
Oh, when he's doing his
comedy show, but when he's doing his comedy, some of that leaks in, but not very much.
People need to remember the wisdom of fucking Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Republicans buy sneakers too.
Yep.
I like. Yeah.
And honestly, leave the guy alone. Like every time I see him, in the media, it's somebody who's basically bothering the guy, and I'm like, you know what? He plays basketball. He doesn't know you shit.
Dude, Michael Jordan got fat.
I mean, he's no longer.
Dude's fucking fat now.
Because he's old and he's no longer doing the strenuous exercise to keep up his physique. Of course, he's going to get fat.
Food is fucking tasty.
Yeah.
His tears must taste like gravy.
I mean, it's just what it is. Like, again, he's no longer doing the physicality. I'm pretty sure he's almost in his he's 63, and he doesn't look that fat.
But yeah, I definitely recommend the archive in between. It has a lot of really fun videos that it is just this ridiculously expansive world or universe, in fact, multiverse, where it is messages from the Pale Lodge or the defense against interlopers and shit like that, where it builds this multiverse that it feels weirdly familiar because of
idiot gods.
Yes.
The idiot gods.
Yep.
The idiot gods are super powerful beings with no true will of their own. They exist, or they do their job, or they perform their function, and that's it.
Idiot gods, false gods, true gods, multiplanar, uniplanar. It has this entire categorization system, and it does it very well.
I really love the idiot god concept. Like, again, these are all the idiot gods really are just, we have a function, and that's all we fucking do. Like, we don't do anything else. Just our function.
Oh, I got an idea for an American story. The American Wizarding School story set around the Salem witch trials would be incredible with the American Puritan Church as the bad guys.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
That would be fun, but fucked.
Yeah. I fucking hate these. All right, so I'm playing this game called Minos. It is fair. Yeah, it's a roguelike or a roguelike game where you are the Minotaur and Daedalus trapped in the labyrinth, and each level of the labyrinth you have people trying to kill you. and there's this one type of mercenary or warrior that you have to set up traps and shit before they get to you in order to weaken them, so you can just smack them around because you're playing at the Minotaur. And there's this one fucking enemy type.
Hey,
that are immune to like touch traps, so trap they have to step on to activate, and it pisses me off every time I have to fucking fight them.
See, I'm such a jerk that in this day and age, if I were to make a game about a Minotaur game, it is going to be a joke because the maiden is going to be based off of current day women, you know. So question mark, is she though? And it'll be a question of is she trying to milk the Minotaur? Or is she kind of like a Bonnie Blue, and the Minotaur is trying to run for his life, and the truth is he's just trying to run for his fucking life.
I was worried that was where you were going to go, because the moment that you said a modern game about a Minotaur, it's going to be that Minotaur milking bullshit again.
Oh, God.
Jen, you are my spirit animal, and I endeavor each day to become more and more Jen-like. I just want to let you know that. I feel you need to know that, okay?
It's just like, I'm thinking this game should be a comedy, but at the same time, it's kind of a horror, At the same time.
At least for the Minotaur. I have to deal with this crazy bitch.
Not Jen. The game.
No,
not Jen.
Obviously.
Okay, I'm going to say this at the risk of it being clipped because it's just too funny to my mind. Just you are running around the game and you hear a woman's voice in the distance yelling, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, give me some of that bovine cum."
Yeah, Sanguine. Amazing.
There's just a little cowbell in the background, but you realize it's a bitch with a cow ring on her nose.
Oh, God.
She's got a septum,
No, that's just that you ruined it with the septum. Why did you have to ruin it?
Lord, the septum rings.
But there's a little cowbell at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, it's a fun little game. It annoys me, but it's a fun little game.
It's probably why I'm not allowed to make real life modifications in games. Like, I have no talent for that at all, and it's because it knows that I would make bullshit like that.
It knows you would make cum references.
Oh, I would do ridiculous things to people's games just so I could.
I am afraid to see what your internet history looks like.
I'm not Jen.
I don't have weird porn.
I'm actually kind of
like
intrigued.
trolling people.
If you know Jen, you know what she's into.
Fair.
I'm into weird psychology. It's not really like porn necessarily. I will go that route because porn does a lot to fuck with people's heads.
Yeah.
But it's more of just the psychology of things that'll make people be like, huh, or that's really fucked up, or like just see, because I'm into seeing what people get ticked off by. Yeah.
See, I was going to go for just a Canadian joke and say that what really gets her going is petrochem and poutine.
God.
Well, that's nice.
That's funny.
Yeah. No.
But again, this is again we're assholes on the interwebs.
This is our group.
We're just a group of assholes on the internet with too much free time and
not enough outlets.
Brain, and we come up with amazing shit.
That's ADHD. That's the ADHD goblins in your head.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just a little bit of cat personality, Like I came to that conclusion because, like, I'm not a cat. I'm a human, but cats do.
Are we sure about this?
Yes, because I don't have a litter box. I poo in a proper toilet just like you do.
That's not where my head was going, but okay.
It's not where his head was going, but we'll allow it.
I'll take it.
I mean, I don't know. I know there's different categories for furries and things like that, but you know,
you don't have to go the legit route.
Yeah,
I know some people do, but you don't have to.
Jen, are you telling us that you're a scaly?
No, but that one still confuses me. What does that classify for? Is that fish or is that just lizards?
Okay. Lizards, fish, anything with scales.
Okay.
It's the other Canadian that's the scaly, by the way, here.
Oh.
But donkey.
Volstrek's a scaly?
Godzilla's a scaly.
What did you think he meant by having his profile picture be zoomed in dragonic porn?
God.
I don't want to know that about. See, this is the type of shit you don't want to know about your friends. I don't want to know that. I could have lived my entire Jen Sanguine. I could live my entire life not knowing what you just told me, and I'd have lived today. A long time. Twice, yeah, 2 times.
First, it was about Jeremy, and now it's about another guy.
Yeah. Donkey is another minion.
I don't think I met that one.
Here's the thing. I haven't even really joined in on the Jeremy stuff. It's just some memes are funny. And yeah, no, I didn't want that mental image either. But Tyr, I got to tell you, ever since I was a kid, I was told to get weird jokes out of your head. You're supposed to share them. That is actually what I was told as a kid. So I don't know. It seems to work.
Jen, it's not a cold. You don't have to share it. It is not a cold. I don't require the sharing. But thank you.
Are you requiring a share? Are you requiring a cold when you are sharing?
No. It's just, Jen, we're no longer friends, Jen. We're friends, but you're no longer my friend.
You got a temporary banishment.
I was going to send you a gun. When you became an American, I was going to send you your first gun. But now, you know what? I'm going to make sure your first gun comes snail mail, and it takes forever to get to you.
And in pieces.
If it makes you feel any better, Tyr, all I got from that story was a description. They didn't have pictures. I'm assuming somewhere there's probably pictures of that shit. And I was like, nah, I ain't looking into it further. I'll just tell you the story part.
Again, Jeremy is an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jeremy's gone off the fucking deep end. I swear
he slapped a beer out of Adam's hand.
He is the booze now.
He's gone full lolcow.
He really does just need to take a break and maybe lay off the booze for a bit.
I guess him and Styx Hexenhammer are drinking together a lot.
You could tell, his eyes, so the reason I don't follow Nick Cade is the same reason I don't follow him. And I'll be fair, there was a time I stopped following Andy for the same reason, because he had the same bags under his eyes once upon a time.
Well, Nick was a crackhead.
Yeah. You think it's just limited to booze? Because I don't. No,
Nick was a bona fide crackhead, proven under the court of law.
I'm not going to accuse Jeremy of doing stuff that I don't know, but the level that he's taken whatever it is he's doing, it's affecting him enough that it's visually on his face, and it has been for a while.
Right now.
You know, it's something that I put out a while ago, and in all honesty, I said this about Andy. The reason I stopped following Andy back in the day wasn't because of the drama. I don't give a shit about his drama. That stuff was all over the place at the time. It was because he was doing drugs. And I was like, if I genuinely like you as a person, I'll stop following you if you are actually doing that level of drugs. I can forgive some things, you know, I can, you know.
Recognize for a moment that Rotten in chat just effectively admitted someone shoved a stick up his ass.
Ooh.
And she says, ooh.
Because he said human negative. He's a meat popsicle.
Oh, we know what kind of stuff Jen's into now.
Cocaine, not my bad. I'm sorry, cocaine.
And now we know that Jen is into pegging porn.
He's a white man, not a black one, Tier.
But at the same time, though, like I can give credit where it's due. I've been watching a little bit of the Kino Casino show just to see what was going on, to see how Andy actually was, because it has been a while since I've seen him. And yeah, he looks like he really has cleaned up a lot. I don't know his personal information. I'm not that weird, and it's none of my information, but as somebody who's seen people go from like looking like death because they were crackheads to looking like they cleaned up, and he does. So like if you do a vice versa, I'm like, and if anything, Andy's like telling you to like take a break, Jeremy, because you look like you're killing yourself.
Look,
apparently he deleted a bunch of his stuff too.
And Andy has no reason to like Jeremy. Like, they have really long history. So like there's a lot of times where they don't like each other.
Yeah, that's Sargon shit.
Sargon of Akkad.
Yeah. Sargon's no one I really don't fuck with anymore.
Some of my favorite YouTubers from back in the day have all basically just either disappeared or have completely gone off the rails and changed.
Sargon's become really hit and miss. Some of his shit's really good. Some of his shit's really trash.
Yeah.
Like his takes on the Iran war are absolute dog shit.
Mm-hmm. Again, I don't. You're not Sargon. Your country isn't helping anybody, so we don't really need your opinion.
Well, it's just that's actually where his opinions are usually better, is when he's focusing on his own problems, because like a lot of Brits, he thinks he knows your problems. Kind of like lately, I've had to eat my own ego a lot more and realize that no, from an outsider, I think I know your problems, but I don't. I really don't. And that's something that I think a lot of people online struggle with actually doing. And Sargon's absolutely struggling with that. Like eating your own ego and being like, okay, do you really know anything about American politics? No, you fucking don't. You've never lived in this, like, state to state to state to state. They are very different from each other. You don't know what America
Every
is.
state has completely different resources, ties, completely different ecosystems politically and physically.
We are a nation.
We are 50 countries. Yeah.
50 countries.
I know what you're gonna say.
Under one federal government.
Yep.
It's just that's why anybody who doesn't really understand that, they're gonna come across as like a complete jackass. Like, yeah, there's things where I'm concerned about you guys, because yeah, there's a lot of stories where it's easy to be concerned about you guys. That's the nature of it. But like
it's like, yeah, we know you can get across your country in 1 hour on a fucking bus. Meanwhile, it takes hours to get across our state.
The main thing, because this is something that has driven me crazy for the longest time, people do typically know fairly well problems that America's facing. Do you know why that is?
Why? Because they have CNN?
Because Americans talk about the problems that they're facing. Constantly. The problem is, a lot of other nations try to dress it up and try to not talk about the problems that they're facing. So you have a bunch of countries that feel like they're doing amazing because they don't hear about much shit from their country. They personally know of problems that they're facing, but they hear constantly about even the smallest little quibbling bit of bullshit from the US is blown up ridiculously. So everyone gets the image of, oh, the US is about to fall apart. The US is at its end. The empire is falling. When no, it isn't.
No. Yeah, it is like that. It's just, for the record, like when I talk about your healthcare stuff, I'm well aware that mine has its own issues too. Like, yes, I could go in and get stitches for like a cut if I had that issue. But if I was depressed and went in with a cut, they might hook me up.
Have you tried maids?
Yeah. There's a lot of things where it's like, there's things that I'm happy with up here, and there's a lot of things where I'm like, I'm really, really not. And I don't doubt that that's similar for the American experience. There's stuff where you're like, yeah, you have stuff to be proud of. And there's stuff where like, yeah, you could probably improve that too. But I don't know that because I don't know your experience as much.
You're depressed and you've been considering self-checkout? Have you considered maid?
Have you considered maids?
Have you considered buying a dog?
And then maids?
Right?
Have you considered meth? And then maids?
And cocaine.
No, just meth. We don't sell that darky stuff there. We don't use those drugs.
Damn, tier minions.
I said darky.
Something I was a little bit proud of myself the other day though, because I reminded a separate group of something that happened last week in England. So my buddy lately, his name is Noise Pollution. He's from the south, but he's lived in the north before. But he's part native. And I told him about the situation of that wall in England because it still pisses me off that retard did that and nobody thought to just throw a rock at his head because he's a retard. And the reason
that would be a hate crime.
Yeah, should have been a hate crime what he did because like the reason I pointed it out to him is because like actually the natives do understand that to a certain degree. Like, okay, when we first came to North America, there's going to be ignorance on our behalf where we probably did destroy stuff that we didn't know was probably important to them. That's just going to be, factual. Here's the thing. Nowadays, we do know better. So, like, we do try to work with them better. So we're not like, hey, we're going to destroy your ancestral home, Like, we're not douchebags as much. When you show them stuff like that from, like, England, they absolutely get enraged because they understand. Like, this is yes, it's not their history, but it's historical history. It is no different to going to Arizona to those cliff areas and going to the abandoned houses on the cliff sides and destroying them. It's equally as ignorant to do that kind of thing. There's just some things you can't really get back, and the people who used to build that, like they have a few that still exist, but like people who construct like that, there's less and less every day.
Yeah,
but the point is our history is different, but there's times where like it doesn't mean that we can't understand each other to a certain degree. Like there's times where like I've seen things in your country, I'm like, you're gonna hurt from that because it's your own history, It's the same up here. When they do stuff up here, I'm like, some of it I agree with because I do believe in progress. I actually do. But at the same time,
there's certain progresses that's actually good.
Yes, there are. And then there's times where like, well, did we have to do it like that though? And the answer is no, we didn't.
You're correct.
So, yeah, I don't mind meeting people in the middle and then also understanding that sometimes the people up above who make the agreements don't give a shit about anybody and they just have a bottom line.
The old Michael Jackson song comes to mind as they don't really care about us.
Yeah. Yeah, they're shitting on him lately too because of the movie. I'm like, leave him alone.
Fuck. He's fucking dead, dude.
I'm like, leave him alone. I heard the movie wasn't bad. I haven't seen it myself, so I don't want to, pop up a movie I haven't seen. But I watch a guy. I think his show is Nerd Wars. There's too many people with like nerd something in their title, but I think it's Nerd Wars that I'm talking about. But he did go to see it, and he said that it was actually a fairly well done movie. So I'm like, okay, I'll give him credit because I liked Michael, and I think too many people just want to. use his lack of ability to defend himself now to be like, yeah, he was this or that, and I don't think he was anything.
If you want a person who's actually really defending Michael Jackson, look at Razor Fist's 3 videos talking about defending him.
Okay.
It's really good. Just look up Razor Fist, Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, I don't think he was perfect either. I do think that all of Hollywood probably did cause him damage, like between like the child abuse and then like stuff afterwards. Like I don't doubt he was a bit of, eccentric from it, but
he was very eccentric, of course.
All right, so this has been proven. The timeline of events, people say, or the parents of the 2 kids he quote unquote molested, say never happened.
Yeah.
When they said they slept in the same room, you have to remember, like, this man had a fucking palatial manor.
He had a duplex basically as his bedroom.
Yes, pretty much.
It's also Macaulay Culkin will refuse to talk to you if you even bring it up like you think it happened, because he's adamant that it never happened and that you're actually talking shit about his friend.
And his bodyguards. His bodyguards all attest. Like Mike was a man whore.
He had more girlfriends. He was getting more ass than a toilet seat. Okay.
And he was far more. That dude was feared in the industry. Like Eminem talked a lot of shit about him in one of his songs, and Mike didn't get angry. Mike just bought his fucking record label and now became his boss.
Yeah.
He just bought the entire label and like his whole fucking contract. Yeah, talk shit now. I'm your boss.
He did that shit with the Beatles as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He bought the entire Beatles catalog.
Yep.
So essentially, yeah.
Michael Jackson could do almost anything he fucking wanted, and he had no recollection of doing anything to fucking kids. I swear to God.
It people wanting to make money off of his name.
Mm-hmm.
It's even up to the drugs. My understanding lately, because everyone does regular deep dives onto Michael Jackson, the drug abuse doesn't really seem to crop up until after he had that accident with the Coca-Cola stage. Where he would have been on heavy opioids because of pain. I don't know if the alopecia caused pain. Like I don't know how that works. I couldn't. But definitely the burn scars. I can understand that leading to opioids, because back, especially back then, like painkillers were way easier to get hooked on, and honestly, there are people who still have issues with those. So, it does change. It does change it when you bring it up like that, because that means that for the most part he was a clean person. Because
he was a very clean person.
Because drugs and booze were very easy to get back then for them too. So
again, we were talking about this at work. They talking about the movie, and they said Mike is the only person currently that could just stand for 2 minutes straight, and people would scream his name and pass the fuck out.
People have.
Yeah, that's they're talking about. Like he's at a concert and he doesn't do anything. He just fucking stands there 2 minutes straight.
Mm-hmm.
And people will fucking flip it out.
Yeah, they just love him that much. Yeah. Crazy, but yeah.
He had such a fucked life, though.
And we'll never have another Michael Jackson out there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately. He was that, like, I think the only person who comes even close to Michael Jackson's stardom would be Ozzy Osbourne's.
God, and we just lost him not too long ago.
Yeah, we lost him back in November.
The person I would hate to be right now for his family members, though, is probably going to be, well, not necessarily his wife, probably his sister, Janet.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Michael Jackson's sister.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I don't doubt she knows so much behind the scenes with him that she won't even talk about because, like, most of us, and probably more than us, she loved him to that level, you know?
She was the youngest one next to him, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was the one who. She also had a major drug problem too. I think she was a cocaine for a while.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
I'm not sure, but I think it was
for her. I think it was. Yeah. Well, I mean,
and that's not saying anything against her. I know that she's probably a lot better off now.
It's the scene she was in too. Like it is still her who took the drugs. You know, I'm not gonna take because you are your own person, but like that scene was really hard for that kind of stuff. So yeah, and to get into the crowds that she would want to be in to get
especially in the goddamn 80s.
Yeah,
and early into the 90s when that shit was really popular.
Without having to ride on your brother the whole time, yeah. And I don't doubt she didn't want to do that either because, like, you know, you love and respect your
could have been better there.
All right. Apparently, hold on. All right. Apparently, Michael wasn't the youngest. It was Michael, Randy, then Janet. So Janet's the youngest of all of them.
Tier, you are petering out like crazy.
I'm petering. What?
Running out of energy.
I hear him clear.
Yeah.
I think it's you again.
I
think it's you again, Call, because I hear him nice and clear.
Maybe.
Okay.
It just kept teetering out.
Yeah, it's definitely you. It paused there really weirdly as you were speaking.
Call, I got a question. Call.
Yeah, Call's definitely the one who's having it peter out.
Call, why are you gay?
That should be better, right?
What? Call, why are you gay? You are.
Did you hear that, Ka? Uh-oh.
Barely.
I don't think he's hearing a goddamn thing any of us are saying.
Call, you are gay.
I can hear that. Now I hear that. Okay.
So why didn't you answer me? Why you?
Tier, quit having a stutter.
I don't have a stutter. You the motherfucker with the stutter.
You're having a stroke over here.
Corey Feldman named. Yeah. Corey Feldman did name a bunch of names, and he never named Mike because Mike never did anything. Again,
he was the time frame that they keep trying to say that he did anything was that he was one, sicker than a fucking dog, and two, I'm sorry, I don't know what anybody says.
He was at an award show with the kid, and they tried to say no. Around that time, he was touching the kid. Like
that kid was one of his cousins, his baby niece.
But that's what they tried to say.
Fucking retards.
Yeah,
they'll say anything for a fucking paycheck.
Well, they really I think it's a distraction from it, because they know that some of the stories about the the PDF files is absolutely true, but they know that it isn't Michael. Michael's just well loved by people, so they're like, well, if we throw it this way, we'll throw you guys in a bind. And it's like, absolutely not, because you can literally see Michael's face as a child go from a happy kid who's just presenting himself. He's probably not, we can't know what his family life is like at this point. We just see a happy kid who's just happy to sing a song for you. To like 2 years later, and yes, I know that puberty can be a bitch. It's like watching Justin Bieber, but
Bieber
turn into a liberal twat waffle, yeah.
but in like older films, when you rewatch old Michael Jackson, and it I don't mean to stutter myself. It's just I do get emotional when I think about it, because he goes from a happy child to somebody who is now like, you're making me do this now. Like it's that look on his face. Like you can read his emotions in a certain way, and the body language is just like, he's not a happy kid.
To quote one of my favorite epic rap battles history song, it was Michael Jackson versus Elvis. Your daddy beat gold records out you like alchemy.
You know,
they'll maybe spank you and dangle your ass over a balcony.
Yeah. Like I know that you can't rely on body language and stuff, but sometimes it's really all you've got, and it's like you yeah, you can see it. You can see it on Michael, and you can see it on other child actors too. You know, and at the time, yeah, I don't notice it because a lot of child actors are actually good actors.
Macaulay Culkin was on Hot Ones like a few months ago, and he looks healthy. Like he looks happy.
Well, he's got healthy now.
He's also a dad now.
Yeah, he had a stretch there where everything was really shit for him.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, he's gotten a lot happier and a lot healthier.
His wife's hot too,
and he's no longer on anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
At least from what I've heard, he's not on anything.
A lot of child actors, you know, get. Look at Amanda fucking Bynes. God, she used to be hot. Now she
used to be gorgeous,
and now she's fucking hideous.
She did a lot of fucking drugs too, and that messed her up.
What I'm curious about is, because she was a Nickelodeon girl.
Did somebody touch her? Did somebody touch her?
I'm wondering how much of the Snyder-like shit was happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot of foot lore with her. Yeah.
Damn. Her name...
That's what it is, foot lore.
Pretty much the only one that seemed to be of that group that didn't have anything horrific really happen to her, or at least didn't let anything that was horrific knock her off track, was McGuire.
Oh.
Who?
The one that played Lizzie McGuire.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I blanking on her name?
Lindsay Lohan?
No.
No.
Who was it?
No, McGuire's right. I can't remember her first name either. But
Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, Lizzie.
It is just Lizzie McGuire? Okay.
My understanding is her mom is a Tiger mom. It's really the difference is the moms who, to be honest, not necessarily the best with contracts, but still they're not letting their kids alone.
Because, yeah, she's grown up. She's happy. She's a mother now, if I remember correctly.
Honestly, Miley Cyrus, aside from that stint where she wanted to be a thought, she actually is still... Her fucking voice is amazing.
She's still a crazy person, but I think that's more to do with her LGBTQ obsession.
Probably.
TTG. Yeah. She rebelled against her dad.
I mean, because I heard her version. I love her version of Jolene.
She's got a lovely voice. Like I liked the song that she had for the last Hannah Montana movie she did, the Climb This Hill thing. She does have a nice voice. I think it honestly is just a rebellion against Billy Ray Cyrus in like such an LGBTQ plus way, where it's just like a little bit Looney Town, because one of the other girls from the Disney lineup did the same thing. I'm flipping on her name too, but she also rebounded lately. But she was the one who thought that she was into aliens and shit.
Demi Lovato.
Yeah, but she
Demi Lovato.
She's gotten married and kind of rebounded a little bit too. So
she used to be a they them, and and she sang to ghosts apparently.
Yeah.
That bitch was
insane.
crazy.
Agreed.
I'm like, well, I don't know what drugs they were peddling at the time, but like,
that's got to be like fentanyl or some shit.
She had the Keith Richards experience where she did all the drugs, all of them, all at once.
Every single one, all at once.
Yeah, she was fucking knucking fucks. And
then shit, she was an American Dragon. I love that show.
They also sent her ass up in space, and they should have fucking left her there. But that was during the time where she was fucking insane. Why didn't even send her up in space? They sent her to the upper stratosphere.
Now the current lot, what they're gonna do is they're gonna quote retarded shit that they got from the college girls. So it's gonna be equally as stupid, because that's what the last lot were doing. So you gotta wait for the colleges to get more intelligent people to speak to Hollywood. That's when you start to get the more intelligent quotes back. Or just get them to shut up.
It's going to be difficult.
Well, Hollywood's infested with commies, and I wish McCarthy had succeeded.
Like, I don't follow any of these people. It's just that they kind of thrust themselves out into enough media where you're like, shit, okay, well, I kind of know who Sabrina Carpenter is. I don't know her music, and I never will because I don't give a shit enough to look it up. No, I don't think she should have to apologize for somebody interrupting her show and being kind of rude with it. They could have waited until the end of the show to do their little yodely thingy.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that shit.
But at the same time, though, this is somebody who's trying to put on the face of I'm in the in crowd. Look at me clap like a seal as I agree to.
She was changing her fucking gender identity like every fucking couple of months.
It's just one of those things where, like, I don't know what current Hollywood wants, but if it's empty-headed girls, I don't know what they think if that's supposed to be a power move or something, but
empty-headed girls will allow you to do, who don't know anything, kind of let you do whatever you want to them.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
It's easier to trick a retard into fucking you for a part and tell, oh yeah, you'll get the part when you have no intention of getting the part. Like, right. That's why, again, like Hollywood has always been a cesspool. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in Hollywood's a fucking monster, but there's a lot of them there.
There's a lot of monsters because nobody wants to fucking do anything about them.
And a lot of open monsters, like a lot of, even back in like the 20s, during its inception, like a lot of important people, famous stars really got murdered fuckers, and they got away with it.
Yeah, because most of them were also on the Russian payroll.
Yeah, like they literally got away with fucking murder.
Mm-hmm.
I might have
believe the stuff about that, but yeah.
I might have maybe made the mistake of revisiting the Sharon Tate case, and I have moments where I'm like, I kind of wish that some of them had harsher penalties. Yeah, I do.
It would be nice.
And I mean, like, that's such a long time ago. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't even alive when that shit happened. Why would I give a shit? No, you re-explore the case and you're like, no, those guys were monsters. No, they were fucking monsters. And they basically, yeah, they were in cages and stuff, but like, don't two of them have kids and grandkids? And like, you destroyed an innocent woman and her baby for no reason. And then everybody on the lot for no reason. And like every single one of them brushed under the table. Like the Folgers lady. Like,
what did you say? You say
sorry, Sanguine, I don't know if you I think I did it again.
I said it was for Helter Skelter.
Yeah. Like,
again, Like,
no, there's just cases like that. Like, there's just so many cases like that where you see that and you're like, is this like a buildup of them like basically rubbing in in our faces that they can do whatever the fuck they want?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, and yeah, like I said, this famous woman, I don't know. Yeah, she was really beautiful and stuff, but no, they were monsters, and they didn't really do shit to him. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
again,
Welcome to Hollywood.
that's why I said it's always been, since its inception, has been a den of fucking.
It's been a
monsters.
den of disease and poverty, and well, not necessarily poverty. It was like a den of disease and drugs and bullshit. Sounds like a Friday night.
Ugh. All right, guys, it's bedtime. I'm getting a little sleepy.
Yeah, me too.
Tired. In that case, parting words.
Yeah.
If you're passionate
Don't
about
do
Sanguine
drugs. Oh, sorry.
If you're passionate about Sanguine devour him, don't let Sanguine devour you.
If I'm hungry, you have no choice in the matter.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. But if you do, don't do them alone and do them with friends.
Wow.
Or if you're gonna do it, limit it to the stuff that's at least normal. Like, if you can't pronounce the words on the bottle, don't put it in your mouth.
Exactly. And if you have to try, don't do it.
Bold of you to assume that it's taken orally.
Exactly.
Ew.
Could be taken
shit,
rectally.
you're doing a rectal. I was gonna say that to you. God damn it!
And
It's bold of you to assume.
I'll leave off with, I have no use for friends who nod as I nod, who turn as I turn. My shadow already does that far better anyways.
Yeah, but is your shadow awesome in black like me?
No.
Dear, what color do you think shadows are?
They're kind of a brownish color.
God damn it, Tier, you're missing the joke.
Here, did you shit in your shadow?
Not this week.
Because your shadow should not be brown.
Oh, it shouldn't be.
You're
No.
being like,
Next thing you're gonna tell me.
shadow.
Next thing you're gonna tell me my shadow shouldn't be giving me stock advice. Come on now.
It also shouldn't smell or attract flies.
Tyr being all like, my shadow brings all the boys to my yard, and they're better than yours, and if you'd like, I could teach you, but then I'll have to charge.
But at this point, have a good night, all. The zoo is closed.
Night.
Good night.
Everybody.
Sorry.
And now I click this, but it takes a second, so suck it!